So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to fire up GIMP just to help me convert a PDF to a TIFF. Now it's starting up off the screen, but we'll let it do its thing. While it's there, I'm going to go over and search for BCIT floor plans. And I'm going to go over to NW1 and get the main floor. And I'm going to download this to my H drive. And so it's remembered where I was. So HVAR Geom 7132 mod data. And I'm just going to just save that to that directory. So it looks like it's downloaded from what I can tell. And I'm going to go back to GIMP here. And you might see other menu bars. There's usually two floating around. They might be behind this window. They're around somewhere. But on a file, I'm going to open up that PDF. And so again, you would have to navigate your H and go down to your var Geom 7132 mod 9 and then select it, but not too quick. I need you to add a 0 on here. This is going to bump up the resolution so that we can make a really fine version of this on the export. So I'm going to do an import. And that might take a few seconds to do that. I'm immediately going to save this back out as a TIFF. So export as, and I'm going to put TIFF on the end and just do ensure TIFF over here as well. I found it's very sensitive to the extension. It's kind of smart. So do change the extension and also change it here, export it. Go no for compression, export. And this will make a decent size file, by the way, as it does this. And so that's not too bad. And then we can close this now. We don't need it anymore. GIMP has done its job. And so now I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to fire up ArcMap. It'll take a couple seconds to launch on the screen. And basically, we're going to see if we can get this thing geo-referenced. And I'll just go OK to this. And this toolbar probably won't be present for you. So you have to go up to Customize, Toolbars, and find the geo-referencing one. So, and I'm just going to dock it up here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the background color of the data frame, just so that I know that I've set something that's transparent. So you're going to have to come down to, it might be on General, so you're going to have to go over to Frame, background color, just pick a light blue is fine. Yeah, actually blue, I like it better. Blue is fine. And then I'm going to bring in the TIFF. Now before I do that, I'm going to add data. I'm going to go all the way to the top, right? So I've already added under folder connections 1 to HVAR. So you need to click on this connect to folder icon and then navigate down to H var Geom 7132. Now let's go OK. And it'll make a folder connection to that. And then when you go in there, you'll have your mod 9 data, and it sees the TIFF, and I'm going to add it. Say yes to building pyramids, and this will take a few seconds. So I'm going to pause the video, so this is going to take a while. So it's back now. I'm just going to go OK. And right now I can't see anything. It is there. I'm going to go back, and we probably need to zoom in before we see any of the black and white. But what I'll do is I'm going to go back here and get on properties, and I'm going to display the background color. I'm going to make the white color transparent. So 255, 255, 255, oop, too many fives, and set that to be no color. Apply it, and now I can see the background. Now this is, so it was white on white in this case, which I'm not happy about, but okay, right, that sort of thing. What we can do though to make it show up is maybe uncheck blue, uncheck green, and apply that and see if we can turn it red. That's good. Well, it may not look the best right now, but when we have the ortho drop in the background, then you'll understand why. And so what I'm going to do now is add some ortho, and that's going to be based on that web service, and that just click the up arrow as many times as you can until you get the GS servers. Now I already have one for ND3 here, but I'll show you how to add that. So I'm going to bring Firefox to the front. So I posted this address on the site, control copy. I'll bring ArcMap forward, and so you just add a new ArcGIS server. Next, and I'll just put the address in here, and you just go finished. It's going to ask you about a certificate. You have to go yes, and it made a copy, so I'll just grab the one I just made, and I'm going to add that, and then I go down to the BCIT folder, ortho, and add. Now I'm going to turn off this particular one, and I'm going to go zoom to layer. So that's zoom me all the way to the campus. And so I'm going to quickly go down and zoom to NW1. Should be roughly over here somewhere. And we'll see what happens. That's pretty close. So this is the building that I'm interested in. So one thing is I have the georeferencing toolbar on. It has picked the TIFF as the thing to georeference, which is great. I'm going to need to do some things. I'm going to fit it to display. Well, that might take a few seconds. One thing is it's underneath, so I'm going to have to drag that to the bottom so that you can actually see it. And do that one more time. And turn it on would help too. So fit to display, and then also rotate it. So I'm going to rotate it, I think to the right actually. I'll rotate it to the right. There we go. And then what we have to do is sort of figure out the corners, put some tie points in. This corner is going to go to this corner of the building. This corner will go to this one. This corner will go here, and this corner will go here. So those are called tie points, right? Add control points. And I'm just going to turn off the ortho for a second. And I'll see if I can actually zoom in right about there. And I might turn it back on and see. I just want to see if I can actually, in my view, see the corner. So that corner becomes that corner. So I'll do that again. A tie point. Now, is it image? Be a good question. Is it image? Image first, and then the ortho. So I'm going to try to go on the image first. So this corner right here goes to this corner of the building. So it did that move. And now what I got to do is maybe zoom out a little bit. Let's zoom in. So I just did a little shift. I'm going to have to get some more tie points in here. So now I'm going to go, if I can, this corner to this corner. So I'll go add another control point. So that corner roughly to there. Now you may want to spend some more time getting it just right. I have to do this the quick and dirty way. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I don't know about a 2-point georeference, but it's pretty good actually. So might just leave it. That corner to that corner. And I'll just scroll at the back and take a look at that back as well. That's good enough. I'm going to actually leave it like that. So that's pretty good right now. I could try zooming to this layer. It might be, yeah, that didn't. It's a little big because it still has the frame from that. But I'll just, that's good enough. We'll leave it like that. So there's one thing I want to do is I'm going to just update the georeferencing. And so that should make that permanent now. That's basically got the floor plan georeferenced on top of this building. And so one thing we could do, and if we're okay with where it is we could do a building footprint. But to do that, I'm going to need a file geodatabase. So I'm going to go out to our catalog here, go down into this folder, go into my mod 9, and I'm going to go right click on that folder and go new file geodatabase. And I'm going to call it Geom 7132, and we'll go M09. Now we'll go proj instead. Project, because it's the file geodatabase for your project. And on this, I'll go new feature class. I'm going to call the feature class buildings. Now, an alias usually has a different name, but I was going to fill it in. Polygon features is fine. I don't need Z or M values, so I'm going to go next. I'm going to type in here 2, 6, 9, 10 and see what I find. So those numbers are almost getting universal, which is great. And so I'm going to go next. I'll accept that as the tolerance. Default keywords are fine with me. I'm going to add a couple columns. I'm going to call it on here. I guess I just start typing quad, and it's going to be text, and its length will be 2 characters. That's for like NW, and we'll call this building number, and it'll just be a short int is fine. And I'll go finished. So what I want to do, so I have this now, so I can select it, and I can turn off the ortho if I want, because that will be possibly take longer to draw. And I can start sort of an editing session. So I'm back in the ArcMap, and I want to start capturing, say, a building footprint. And so one thing is to start an editing session, but before I do that, I just want to check the layer, check its properties. I've already been in here to make sure, but you should check to make sure that the coordinate system is set, and you can search at the top 2, 6, 9, 10. So it'll search and it'll find it, and select that as your data frame projection as well, so that everything matches. The buildings are all in UTM zone 10. The data frame that we're in is UTM zone 10. We've already that should have picked it up from the ortho when we were in before. So I have to start an editing session. I'll go here. We can say start editing, and then you should probably bring up this create features tool. You need to select buildings and activate the Polygon tool, and then we gotta scroll out to zoom in. Yeah, scroll back to zoom in. So what I'll do is I'll try to give it a second to update, but on us there, I'll start my Polygon there. Now I'm going to scroll forward to zoom out. And so this can take some time messing around, just so you know. And you can activate it again and it'll remember, right? Scroll back to zoom in and that. And give it a second to refresh. And so I'm not going to bore you with the details, but once it updates here, I have to say I'd have to be about there to get around the back of the building. We can adjust these vertices later on if I don't quite like them. That's the stairwell. Do you have the ability just to scroll on that if you need to? Ooh. Okay, that was just a rendering issue. And again, I'll probably pause this video for a bit so that you don't have to go through the pain of watching me digitize this. So I'm kind of getting to the home stretch here on this one. And so I just need to zoom in just a little bit. See if I'm oh no, we'll go right here. Get the stairs. I think we might be good. Yeah, that's good. So I can just kind of right click and go finish sketch. And so if I don't quite like that, especially if I make the I can make the layer a little bit transparent properties so that we can actually see. So display, we'll go 70% if it'll let me. I'm going to change the color to red though. You can see it. So that doesn't look too bad. So that's the building footprint. Now one thing you can do is, we're editing the shape, it's active. We can kind of set the attributes on it as well. And we said that was going to be NW, and we said that the number was going to be 1. And I think at that point, editor, save edits, editor, stop editing. And I can sort of turn that off and put the ortho back on, zoom out a bit maybe, and we can take a look at whether we like that or not. That's another thing. It's a ramp coming up and stuff. This is interesting because I was going off the floor plan, and once I see this is this part of the building or not? Because that might be some entranceway, courtyard or something. So we can clean that up. So definitely the going off the floor plan, a little different, not too bad, but we could fix this back line if we wanted to, and fix this front line, or just come straight across. But I'm going to leave it like that. That's just off of the floor plan. We can clean that up later. It's more about once you get that floor plan in, it can help you digitize off other layers. Definitely help you with getting the individual buildings in there. And then you also have something to snap to. And so let's say I go back and bring up our catalog, and I'll bring that back up again. So I'll go in here and go new feature class. I can call this rooms. It's going to be polygon feature as well, and that's fine with me. UTM zone 10, that's also fine. And then we can get in here and we can call it room number. and we will go and we'll make it actually text, and we'll make it maybe 20 characters. I don't think it'll ever get bigger than that. Well, 10. I'll go 10 characters for now. Finished. And so we could start adding rooms, right? And so again, editor, start editing. Bring up the create features, get room, create Polygon Tool, or a rectangle too. So it might be something to try. I don't know if you can really rotate them because there might be a bit of a rotation on here. And so right click, finish sketch. You can again, I might have to set transparency on these as well. And I might actually move this to the top. And so that way it's always available to me. And so that's 100H by the looks of it. Yeah. And so 100H. So basically, once you get all the rooms in, then it's going to be easier to place where the fire alarms and all that and the fire hose cabinets are once that's done. So, but for now, this concludes this video, although I should save edits and then stop editing.